This video is brought to you by Monoprice, offering you high-quality cables at everyday low prices, all with a lifetime warranty. Monoprice also has adapters, keyboards, headphones, and even gaming monitors. Click the link in the description for more information or visit monoprice.com.
Excellent!
What's up guys, and welcome to a new Paul's Hardware build video. That's right, I'm building my entry-level X99 build from my July builds video, and if entry-level X99 sounds like kind of an oxymoron to you, that's because it really is. X99 and the Haswell E processors that go along with it are Intel's highest level, highest performing, but also most expensive processors, motherboards, and the all hardware that goes with it. But if you've decided that you want to go for X99, whether you're using it for video editing or higher end gaming and streaming, or whether you just want to build a beastly system, how can you actually claw your way onto that platform without spending $2,500 on the system? My answer is this build right here. It's actually about $1,500. That's $200 down from when I actually put it together in my July builds video, thanks to the fact that I've not included a hard drive this time, and also there's been some price drops on some of this hardware. My MO for this build was to set everything up as inexpensively as possible, and if the first thing you're thinking then is like, well Paul, I could build a cheaper X99 based system than this, my secondary goal was to not really truncate it too badly. So I didn't want to like only get a single stick of DDR4, for example, or only spend $100 on the graphics card. I wanted parts that were at least somewhat in line with the austerity of Intel's X99 enthusiast platform. So that's how we ended up with the build you see here. I'm going to assemble it for you right now, but first, let's take a look at each individual part and a quick sentence or two about why I chose it. The core of any build is going to be the CPU, the motherboard, and the memory, in my personal opinion. And if you're on X99 and you want to get in cheap, well, the 5820K is going to be your best bet for entry level. It's the most inexpensive, even though it's around $400, but it still has 6 cores, 28 PCI Express lanes, and a host of other really cool features. It's a beastly CPU, and it will even outpace the new Skylake processors, especially if you're using multi-threaded applications. Skylake processors can be just a touch faster in certain areas, but for the most part, you're still going to be faster with 5820K. Now, I also need a cooler. Wait, where'd the cooler go? Oh, it's over here. The 5820K and all the other enthusiast high-level processors don't ship with CPU coolers, so I didn't want to spend $100 on a closed-loop cooler or something like that, but I also didn't want to spend $20 or $30 on something that didn't look very nice. So that's my in-between, the Enermax ETS-T40. Really nice cooler. I've used it before. It looks nice, and it performs well, so I'm happy with that choice. Back to the motherboard, that's the X99 SLI. This is already dropped in price. I think it's about $215 or $220 right now. Very full-featured motherboard for X99. It's got everything you'd want, including 8 DIMM slots, so that's why I chose that. Finally, for the trifecta of beginning parts, we have the memory. If you click the link in the description to check out the build on PC Part Picker, I believe I'm using the Ripjaws 4. These are the Ripjaws 5, they're the new ones from G.Skill, so I'm just using these as a stand-in. A little bit more expensive, so go for the cheaper ones if price is a concern. But I do recommend getting a 4x4 kit at minimum, because that will allow you to set up for quad channel. You can get by with 2, I'll say that. At least get 2 though. Get dual channel at least. For the video card, we have the MSI R9 390X Gaming 8G. This one's a little over $400, about $430. The GTX 970 would also be a great option here if you want to spend about $100 less and make this one even cheaper. This one just seemed like a good fit because you got 8 gigs of GDDR5 memory. You can use this for video editing, acceleration, and that kind of good stuff. So that's why I kind of felt it was a good choice. There's a ton of other GPUs, of course, you could drop in here. So let me know in the comments what you think you would add. Storage is next. This is the 850 Pro. I know I have the 850 EVO in the actual build on PC Part Picker. This is a stand-in because I don't have an 850 EVO 500 gig. This is the 512 gig version of the 850 Pro. This one's a little bit faster, but also costs more. So yeah, again, if you're going for the budget option, get the 850 EVO. This one's beastly fast though, so that's why I'm using it. And finally, for power delivery, we have the Thermaltake DPSG 750 watt. This is also a stand-in as compared to the one I have in the actual build on PC Part Picker, because this is the one I have on hand to build with. That one is still 80 plus gold and 750 watts though, so it's still equivalent though. This one just has a few more features like full modularity and everything. And actually I also think hopefully it might tie everything together because it's got a little bit of red, like the graphics card, and a little bit of like goldish yellow, like the motherboard. Who knows? This build actually might not turn out to be the most aesthetically pleasing, but hey, we're going for performance here, right? Yeah, performance. And the case I'll be using is the Enthoo Pro from Phanteks, and I'm excited to build in this case because I've heard many positive things about it, but I haven't actually built in it myself, so I'm looking forward to it, and this has plenty of room to fit everything. It should be an easy building experience, and it's also got plenty of upgrade space for the future, so don't let the plain box fool you. There's a beastly case hiding inside. There's a look at all them parts though. Again, the link is in the description if you guys want to check this out on PC Part Picker, and has all the pricing and where you can buy them and everything. And other than that, why don't I go ahead and hit the turbo button, get this thing put together. Alright guys, there it is. It's all put together, and I gotta say, first thought is it came together better than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting this to be a little bit more of a mishmash of parts as far as the colors go and stuff, but it blends decently well, although there's definitely improvements that can be made. So remembering that my goal here is to build a entry-level Haswell E system X99 for as little money as possible, and you can get this for pretty cheap, say $1,500, maybe even $1,400 or $1,300 if you were to do a couple things like maybe swap that SSD out for a 256 gig, or maybe go for a GTX 970 or an R9 390. Or maybe even like get a secondhand R9 290X or 290. Those are all decent options in there. But I'd say a 390, maybe a 390X. I'd go with that over a 290 or 290X just for the video memory if you're planning on using this as a workstation at all. Anyway, I gotta say, working with the Phanteks Enthoo Pro case for the first time was pretty fantastic as well. I'm gonna start with my single gripe about the case, which is that the thickness of some of the side panels and the build quality is not quite as up to standards as some of the other things. But if you can live with that, everything else in this case is absolutely fantastic, and the feature list is just awesome. So, but you can kind of tell here, like this, I would put a little bit of, I put a damper on there or something, because it's not closing quite as well as it should. Let me get that side panel off though real quick, and I'll show you the interior. Okay, so there she is. We have a power supply cover down at the bottom, so we can't see our Thermaltake 750 watt power supply, but that's okay. I think that actually looks decent without it. Now there's a bit of red and a bit of gold in this build, and I think since those are the only main colors, it kind of blends in okay. I will say it could do with some LED maybe lighting on the interior here or something. But again, the idea here was to kind of get you off the ground, so little bells and whistles like that I wanted to leave out and leave up to you. The white fan actually doesn't blend in as well as it should. Neither so does the one on the front of the case. So those, I don't know, I might swap out in the future or something. I did swap out a Scythe Gentle Typhoon fan instead of the one that comes with the Enermax here, because that has a blue LED, and that would have made everything even more mishmash. So that's gray, so I don't know. Black fans might blend in a little bit better. I would also maybe turn off the track lighting on the Gigabyte X99 SLI motherboard, because it's a lot more yellow, and it adds another color in there that doesn't really match. The white on the MSI, I don't mind too much, but anyway. That's all talking about aesthetic stuff though. What this is really going to do is it's going to perform like an absolute beast, since you got the 6-core processor in there, and you got 16 gigs of memory, and you got a really decent graphics card. For gaming, or for what you should really be using this for if you're going for an X99 build, content creation, or just higher level stuff. You know, you got to be doing AutoCAD or something that really crunches numbers to get the most out of that CPU. That is all for this video though, guys, so I really hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget I've got one more build coming up really soon, as well as some PAX Prime stuff, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button on my channel if you want to stay tuned for those. Don't forget to like this video too if you enjoyed it and you want to see more videos like this, kind of see me do more of my monthly builds and actually put them together. That would be fantastic. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.